But I was like, yeah, you got a family member right now who is in need, who you love, who needs the help of people who are not, all black, and they are in a professional setting. And I asked her, I said, if that person you love went to those people and those people talked how you want me to talk, would you feel comfortable with that family member being in their hands? And I mean, she didn't even hesitate and said no. And so I guess my point is, like, I wonder if these conversations have to happen where we've got to like deal with the pain in that moment and address it. For me, it's hard because it triggers me. It really triggers me. And I have to calm myself down, because the only response I have is like anger, violence, cursing, saying things that are extremely offensive and vulgar, because I've done the work and told you about it. I've done the work and explained it. I've done the work and been cool in a moment and just let it go or whatever. Or, hey, this is how it makes you feel. But yet you guys still do it. Like, what's up? The only thing next to do is to get violent or to insult you. I mean, what do you do when you have, or the one thing I really don't want to do, but I will. Okay, I'll stop fucking coming around. And like, if I can be frankly honest, there's plenty of people in my family I don't want to fucking hang around with. People that live in the city of Houston and people who don't. I don't care who watches this, who listens, who sees it. Some of you know it's you. Some of you don't know. But if you want to think that somebody's sharing their mental health issues, somebody's sharing something that's a trigger to you is a fucking joke, then I'll show you. I'll stop fucking coming around. And yeah, I won't go to your fucking funeral when you do die. On God. The fuck I'm going to go to your funeral and pay you respect when I can't get it from you in this life. It is that serious. I also, I want to share this with people, because step to your family, man. Fuck them. If people are going to say, and especially if your family is going to say, your family is all you got, you better fucking act like it too. You got to, I have a responsibility also to my family, right? Come to events, when I'm at events, fully be present, do for folks in the family when they need. But it's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. I say step to your family. You guys know who you are. You women, you people, we all know who we are. We're on the opposite end of these jokes, opposite end of these microaggressions. Listen, step to your family. Talk to them. Let them know. Be honest. Be real. And know that when you do it, in that moment, you're not going, in that moment, you're probably, maybe probably is a hard word, but you're probably not going to hear a bunch of like laughter, like clapping and like, yeah, get them and like whatever. It might be extremely silent. Sometimes that extreme silence is not working against you. It's on your behalf, so you can get everything out. But you need to know that there are people that fucks with you. So stand up for yourself. Let them know. If you got to smack them in the fucking face, smack them in the face, man. Especially if you didn't already had, listen, man, you didn't already had that conversation with them. You didn't already told them, listen, that's on them. Whatever the fuck comes their way, they do some shit like that. And it is a big deal. Don't write it off and say it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. It is insulting. They literally are saying that black people don't talk well. Black people aren't intelligent. Black people don't have diverse interests. Black people are a monolith, right? We are not a monolith. We are actually, very and extremely diverse. Funny thing is, I also wonder how much of this is the South, right? Because I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas. I have lived other places. I lived in France for 2 years. I lived in New York. I lived in Denver, and I lived in Denton, which is north of Dallas, for college, right? But I am from the South. I love the South, but I'm gonna say it. We love to be dumb when it works to our advantage. and like that whole stereotype of the North is smart and the South isn't. There is some truth to it. I'm sorry, there is. The short amount of time I lived in New York, there was. I live in Harlem, and like, oh my God, I mean, Harlem had its problems, but there was beauty there in Harlem. But one of the beauties of it was seeing the diversity of us, the cornucopia of blackness. And like, I saw a black man who would be called an Oreo before I did up in New York being respected in ways I've never seen before. And I've seen it in other places. Some of it, so to the folks who are from the South who get it, I'm gonna be real with you. Some of it is that Southern dumb bullshit. It's because people want to be a crabs in a barrel mentality and don't want to fucking change. That's on them. That's not on you. And then for everybody else in like an Hispanic community, multiracial kids, and you know, if you don't know, I don't like saying racial. I like ethnic. You know, racial. Listen, race is really is American construction. That term literally is that. I like ethnicity better because it gets to what you know, what you're about, what you know, what do you do, you know, what unites you and other people, you know, what gives you meaning in life, you know. I like ethnicity better than race. But you know, this goes out to all the people who are inter-ethnic, interracial kids or in those families or whatever. It's like, fuck them, man. Straight up, and step to their fucking faces, like on God, step to them. You'll be surprised how many people fucking will be like, I agree with you, like right there. Period. Point blank. Now, just as a disclaimer, I'm not saying get violent. No, I'm not advocating violence, but I am saying that, you know, yeah. You throw things under the rug, man. You're not. Nothing's going to change. It's going to actually get worse. So there you have it. Listen, if you listen to the people who make the jokes, listen, man, like, I mean, I get what you're trying to say. You know, you're trying to say, oh, you're not as black as I want you to be. But motherfucker, fuck you. Who the fuck? First of all, you didn't give me my fucking blackness. Who the fuck are you to tell me it's not black enough, you asshole? You didn't give it to me. And then number two, I can define myself for who the fuck I want to define myself for. And number three, man, even in our community, we're trying to make changes. Everybody's, well, that's not true, everybody, but there's a lot of people in our community, people who are, you know, straight from the mud, straight from the street, straight from gang culture. People who maybe didn't go that far, but still got locked up. People who are in corporate America, people who are other artists, there's a lot of people seeing that our community, it needs to go in a different direction. And we need brothers and sisters, or whatever your pronouns are, that think, listen to stuff that are different, feel different, understand the world different. We need it. It's important. The rest of you guys are crabs in a barrel. I'm sorry. I don't like being in a barrel, personally. So like I said, this is a new shift in the show that we're going to approach. This series is going to go on all this year. So if you're watching, if you're listening and you're like, this shit resonates with me, I have questions, comments, whatever, listen, share that shit with us. Find us. We're on Instagram, 7 Minutes with Q. Also, you can find us there on Facebook. You can also find us there on Twitter. And on the Instagram, you can get my email address as well. If these stories resonate with you, like, subscribe, reshare, show us some love. Yo, we out.